Hey guys, what's up? This is going to be one of those videos where I just sit here and build a computer talking about exactly what I'm doing while I'm building. I don't have an overhead camera yet. Hopefully next time I do one of these videos, I will have one. I'm hoping to buy another camera soon, but no promises. I haven't really budgeted out another camera. They're kind of expensive. That's not the point. I'm just going to casually build a computer. The point of this is to kind of just show you how easy it is to build a computer and talk about the steps. I can't really do like an in-depth guide, in-depth guide yet because I don't really have like a cameraman and all this, close range and zoom and stuff like that. But honestly, people have better guides than I do. So, basically, here's what we have. First step is the best thing to do is to test your system. Take it out of the motherboard box and put the motherboard on top of it. We're using the Aorus B450 Elite motherboard. The box looks way better than the motherboard. This motherboard is weird looking. This might be the motherboard I use in the giveaway PC for Twitch. I really don't know right now. Twitch is kind of being weird. So just put it on top like that. And the first step is our Ryzen CPU. We are naturally using a Ryzen 2700X for this build. A great gaming and streaming CPU. 8 cores, 16 threads, and a nice 3.7 gigahertz base clock, 4.2 boost, I think. Basically, we're just going to take that out very carefully, not to drop it. I dropped it last time and broke a bunch of the pins. Thankfully, I was able to fix them. So, basically, there's a little gold triangle. I'm not even going to bother showing it to you guys. You can't even see it from there. And on the motherboard, there's a similar triangle. You just plop the CPU in there. Make sure it goes actually into the socket. I made the mistake of not making sure it went into the socket, and I started smashing the cooler onto it, and broke a lot of the pins on my other one. So that went in, make sure it's nice and locked in, and just like that, it shouldn't be able to move once it's in the socket, and that's trash. Okay, that was the easy installation. Now, RAM, same thing. It can only go in one way. We're going to use slots 2 and 4, naturally, for dual channel memory, which is, I believe, and we only have 16 gigs of G.Skill Aegis. Very simple RAM. Kind of like Corsair Dominator, like the default RAM you kind of buy. I prefer Aegis. I think it just looks cooler. I don't think it's actually better or anything. It's actually more expensive. But I've actually given away... Oh god, did I mess this up bad? No, I haven't. I have given away so much RAM on Twitch. I actually gave away all of my extra RAM. This is all the RAM I have left. I have to go buy some as soon as I have a chance. So, some people make the mistake of putting on their cooler now. No. Well, but first of all, let's peel this plastic off, because I've been waiting to do it. Oh, God, it's such a bad peel. What? This plastic sucks. This plastic is not coming off as plastic should. This motherboard is so weird, as I did show it off on stream. Some people were there, some people weren't. If you were there, hello, welcome back. This is the worst peel. This is the worst peel ever. I did show it off on stream. This is a really weird motherboard. Sometimes I'll though my recommendation means nothing, because I don't actually know, like, the in-depth of it. I keep saying in-depth of it. But I don't, this motherboard is so weird. It's expensive. It was $100-something dollars, got $30 off, because I bought it with the 2700X. But it's a brown board. It looks basic, but it's got like the Aorus marks on it. I don't know. Basically, you want thermal paste next. So I'm actually using some pretty... This is the thermal paste that came with my CPU cooler that I'm using for a different build. If you buy a 2700X new, it'll come with this stock cooler, which is what we're using. That'll have thermal paste already on it. I've already used it, so it doesn't have it on it anymore. So we just grab some thermal paste and put a generous but not too big amount. Honestly, it's really hard to use too much. I just used a ton. I did use a little bit, what I would see as too much, but honestly, too much. You could watch Gamers Nexus. They made a video. I will probably not link it in the description because I know I won't remember. I used a decent amount. Just a little bit on the middle should be fine. They made a video with this, it's really hard. They literally had to cover the board in it with how much they use. Basically, we're gonna put that on, and the CPU cooler, I personally hate installing this cooler. The amount of force required is actually legitimately scary. So we're going to get it installed, hopefully correctly. So it goes like that, right? So it goes on, starts off, this side goes on, hook that in, and then really smash it down. There we go. It actually went on easier, and then really gotta get it in there. Just like that. It's a lot of pressure, but most of the pressure is just me being dumb and having the CPU cooler hit the side of the thing. And then you just plug it into the 4-pin CPU fan header, and just like that, your cooler is installed on your motherboard. Now we have a RAM cooler, and I'm using, for this build, an NVMe M.2 SSD. These are pretty easy. They're great because to use them there's no cables needed, nothing. You just get a screwdriver. This is our first time using a screwdriver this build. Now this board has an M.2 heatsink, so we're going to take that off. Now, big thing with the heatsinks, point to remember, there's usually thermal pads on the bottom of these to keep your NVMe nice and cool, but they always have these peelable tabs on them. And I say always because I have yet to see one that doesn't have it right away. So take out the peelable tab, and you'll be left with just your thermal pad, I guess. I lost it. There it is. Here's our NVMe, and we're just going... Every time. We're just going to install it. There's a 256 giga NVMe SSD, plenty for just Windows and a couple games. I was going to push it into the socket. It only fits in one way. Push it down. I actually forgot to... Come on. So there's a little annoyance here, I guess I could say, and I lost the screw. The best thing right now is to move the... It has a stupid thing I have to move, and of course I can't get it off the board if it's supposed to come off the board, so I have to be right back and grab a pair of pliers. Yes, so I'm an idiot, and naturally I didn't realize, I was trying to unscrew, good thing I didn't find the pliers, because I was sitting there trying to unscrew standoffs that can't be unscrewed. They are attached to the board. I would have just snapped them off. We do have SATA cables and the case badge. I actually like these little badges, so I'm going to leave that in there. And I didn't think to check the motherboard box for a spare standoff that you can screw in, because I am an idiot. Though, most of you knew that. And still chose to watch this video. And I can't get this box. I am just having a bad day. Okay, I've hopefully cut that part out, because that was the disgusting sound it was making towards the end. Now, I'm going to casually, thankfully, I love how Gigabyte does their standoffs. They always have Phillips head, or flathead kind of things you can put in. So you can actually screw in the standoffs, and they also have the hole in the middle for the screw. So now we can install our SSD as it only goes in one way, so it's very easy. And just like that, we just install. So there's complications that can always be solved with a little bit of intellect and just not being an idiot. And we screw that down, make sure it's nice and on the board. And like I said, most NVMe's on like boards like this, you really don't need. You're not doing insane file transfers on a user system or whatever it's called. And default gaming system, that's what I'm trying to say. So you don't really need a heatsink. They're just a little extra thing. So we put our heatsink on, and we just... And what do we do now? Does it just go on and stay there? Oh, wait, does it not? I don't think it actually goes on now. Hold on. Oh, and now we take the other screw from the motherboard and we screw that down, I'm guessing. If not, this is really weird. Like I said, this board looks expensive, but this is weird. Now the NVMe or the heatsink just straight up doesn't go on. Or does it? No, because it gets stuck on that now. Oh wait, hold on. I'm an idiot. I think we use the... Like I said, I'm gonna keep this in because it shows, yeah, you can have some issues, but like I said, a little bit of intellect. We use the heatsink. Yes, use the heatsink to keep the. So on this board specifically, like I said, honestly, I wouldn't recommend this board. Other Gigabyte boards are amazing. The Gigabyte B450M DS3H is one of my favorite budget boards. Inexpensive and very easy to use. Yeah, okay. This one's just confusing, but okay. So I use the heatsink to keep it down, and then we could just put this screw back in there. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Actually makes a lot more sense. Actually, now I'm starting to think, what the heck is the point of those other standoffs, though? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? I'm out of there. Perfect. Now, our board is basically done. That's everything we can do on the board for now. But I'm not going to be putting this in a case today. There are way better videos on cases. It gets really messy, and it doesn't. My setup just doesn't look as clean, even though my setup's never clean when I do cases. Now, just because I want to, I have an extra 4 gig stick of RAM here, ECC DDR4. I was going to make a video like, can you have 4 gigs of RAM in 2020 or 2019? And the answer, I was going to do it and be like, no. But I'm actually just going to put this in, just because I'm weird. There we go. That wasn't fully installed. And I'm just going to put it in slot 1, if it'll fit in here. And hopefully that's the right way. No, it's not. It's got to go that way. And I'm just going to install it because I can. And I just want to see, will it even boot? It might not even boot with that RAM. I might have to take it out. But might as well add some fun. Now, so now would be the time that you could put this into your case. Instead of putting it into my case, I'm just going to straight up put the graphics card on it now, which you would do later. And so we're obviously using my favorite graphics card, well, besides the Vega 64. I'm not going to use a liquid cooled card for obvious reasons. I have no case. We're going to use our RX 580 2048 SP, which is basically just an RX 570 renamed the RX 580 2048 SP. So I'm just going to install it right into the top slot. These go into the slot, obviously, into the top slot. Top slot is the best slot. That's the rule. And push it down with an average amount of force, and we are in the board. Now, when you're doing this in your case, now would be the time to wire up your... And the reason I'm doing this on the box, to interrupt myself, is because this part will hang over the side, so that is easy. We have now finished the build, except for the power supply, and of course we will plug in, before I even forget, because I have... Oh, that's the power cable. I'm an idiot. I have so many times plugged in the PC and turned it on, but like, why is there no display? Is it broken? Because I have forgotten the DisplayPort cable, which I have just installed now. Now our power supply comes. It's back here. It's going to stay back here. It is an EVGA 850 watt G3. Basically, actually no, I'm going to move it. It'll be easier for everyone if I move it. Like I said, I'm keeping as much of this video in so that you guys can kind of see, yeah, there's struggles, but it's not the end of the world. So, this is our power supply. It's modular, fully modular, meaning every cable can be taken out and plugged in, just like that. I have one custom cable in here because I'm crazy. So, I've plugged in the cables that I want, except there's one extra. So, this is just a 6-pin GPU cable, a VGA cable, so that just goes right in. There we go. Basically, that's our PCIe power. 1 6-pin is all we need for this card. Your card will probably have an 8-pin or 1x8 and 1x6 or 2x8. 1x6 is very rare. Now, 24-pin goes right in the motherboard to the 24-pin connector, which is annoying. And then our CPU power right to the top. These go together. And just like that, our PC is done. If I could find the power connector. So we just plug it in. Now, some of you may have noticed or assumed, because I have no case, I have no way of turning it on. Except I do. I take a screw... Now, don't do this. Just use a case. A case will have a power button. But since I haven't, I'm going to take this and short my power connectors to turn it on. I haven't turned on the power supply. I'm smart. The card flashed. That's not bad. And just like that, we turned it on with a screwdriver. Now, hopefully we get a signal, and just like that, we get a signal. It is very loud, and oh! The motherboard lights up! How about that? I can't really turn it around because the cables are all connected and stuff. Actually, let's see, I can turn this around. Hopefully there's nothing on the edge of my desk that's about to fall. Look at that. if you can even see it, the Aorus and well, first of all, the graphics card lights up, but the Aorus, how much am I comfortable? The little Aorus and everything lights up too. That's cool. So this is and there's the light on the back. This is a weird motherboard. It looks and feels cheap, but it's not cheap. It's so weird. And for some reason, we have a black screen already. Did we even turn on? This PC is so obnoxious. Any PC that's here is usually obnoxious. This is a mean PC. You know what I mean. It's a mean old PC. There we go. We're plugged in. Let's get a signal going. Are we on HDMI or... Nope, not volume. This graphics card has given me a problem since I got it. Not gonna lie. Basically, I think I have to restart the computer to get a signal. Ugh. Obnoxious. Because I think everything's plugged in. So let's just turn off the power supply. Because we can. Not the best thing in the world for the... I mean, it really has no problem with it. And we're just going to... Oh, oof. I know what was the problem. The stupid RAM stick. Yeah, of course it's not going to load with the... Okay, yeah, like I said. This 4 gig, adding it to that was just... That's stupid. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Why I thought that was a good idea. Whatever, let's... Short it again. That is called shorting. You short the connector. Let's see. It doesn't work now. Let's play a game of Does It Work? So this is kind of a long video, but I kind of like doing the style video. It's long, but it gives you the full experience of me just sitting here building a PC casually. I bet there's at least one person, probably only one person, who just didn't even notice I was building a PC. And just like that, we're in Windows. There was Windows already on that drive. If you want to learn how to install Windows, I highly suggest watching a better YouTuber. No, I know it sounds weird, but there are YouTubers who actually like go to their PC, screen record it and everything, and really all I do is I have a USB, and I plug it in and install Windows. So it's going to launch into Windows, one sec. Okay, we're in Windows. I do have Hardware Monitor, and that's the only thing I've downloaded. I haven't even downloaded Chrome yet. That is a sin. So basically, let's check our temperatures. Last time I had this in, it didn't... Yeah. Oh, that's our SSD. I was like, wow, we're doing great. So we've got a nice 4.2 gigahertz, 4.3 gigahertz going on 2 of our cores right now. And the rest are at like 2.9 because it's at rest. Utilization, 16 cores, all doing nothing. Let's see. Let's check our temperature. So our CPU temperature is what you'd expect with stock cooling. 42... It's around 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. This is a kind of hot... This is a hot CPU. I have found the 2700X, both of mine that I have, are hot CPUs, especially when using stock cooling. You have a little bit of overclocking room, but you're not getting that far with stock cooling. But it's still good. It'll work for base usage. Yeah, we're in the 30s of degrees is Celsius is. And what's our graphics card looking like? I mean, that doesn't really matter, but our graphics card temperature, if I can find it, and I can't... Oh, 2040 ASP is 27 degrees Celsius. This is an amazing card. I do love this card. I said it was giving me problems before. I was pretty much lying. So that's it. We just built a whole computer. Just like that. Let's just check task manager. I mean, I don't really need to check task manager. I checked hardware monitor. I don't know what I clicked. Basically, we got 2040 ASP, 16 threads, 12 cores, 8 cores of beautiful Ryzen. Yeah, it's 3.7 gigahertz. So I was wrong. Or I was right. Ryzen 7 2700X. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed. It's easy to build a PC. I messed up a few times along the way, and it still ends up fine. And just imagine this, but in a case. And honestly, you could build your PC like this and be pretty okay. So that's really it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.